Hey, what's going on? Robin551 with another Isaac run. And today we are doing Judas because we still have some unlocks to do with Judas, meaning that we are on our way towards Platinum God. I know, many people just cheat, many people just download the save file for Golden God and they're done. But we won't do this. We will actually get those unlocks if those spiders here cooperate. Of course, Judas with his nice juicy Book of Belial, meaning that he will get more libraries and that we will get more damage. And this is a restart, whole arch restart, and this is another restart because Curse of the Labyrinth, let me tell you, there are few things as bad as Curse of the Labyrinth. Curse of the Labyrinth on the first floor is like a kick in the sack, in your sack. You know what kind of sack I mean. And it is because not only do you lose a lot of keys, but you lose a lot of shops, you lose a lot of everything, your life just becomes worse. So this is much nicer. We get a key directly, we always want keys. Remember, I am a key fetishist, I am the absolute key slut. And this time we get a boss, a mini boss directly here. It is Pride, and Pride of course dropping all the bombs in the universe. This guy has a bomb fetish and he gives us the stars. The stars of course transports us to the item room for free, which can be used to save a key, which is very nice because keys are like the sword of the earth. And this one is, let's see, it is okay. I think I will take it. Many people like Busy Snappy will tell you they won't take it. I will take it. I know that it's not as good against Blue Baby and against Isaac, but in my opinion I can deal with it. What I cannot deal with is low damage output in the game. This is something that I cannot deal with, and this is something that Brother Bobby actually helps you. Okay, we have this quite simple boss, 2 Larry Juniors, and pop the Book of Belial directly to get more damage. And let's start to get to work on them. We know that once we kill those guys we will get a spirit heart because look at how blue they are. Look at his blue hue. This even rhymes. Look at the blue hue of this guy. He just has to give us some spirit hearts, and there are even more spirit hearts with Mr. Squeezy. Yes, I'm still doing the Cobalt Streak impression saying Mr. Squeezy. But he still does it better than me, so if you want to have some real good squeezy fun, you should definitely check out Cobalt Streak. I will put a link in the description if I remember it, if I don't get so excited that I pass out and lose all my short-term memory, because this game is really going strong. Look at this, a tinted rock. Look at this, a tinted rock, but it's a tantalizing tinted rock because I don't have a bomb. This is so sad, when you have a tinted rock right under your nose and you don't have a bomb. Otherwise, tinted rocks are like the best thing in the world. And why, you might ask? First, because of spirit hearts, which I really like. Second, because of keys, which I also like, and this makes me really happy because there's a key right there. And thirdly, because they can give you the small rock. The small rock is very weird and strange item because it's kind of a special item, but the special status is modified and it's different and it's weird, and as Busy Snappy I have no idea. But the small rock is a damage up, and if you paid any attention in the last video, I really like damage, and you should like damage too, because this is what makes Binding of Isaac possible and enjoyable. There's nothing worse than a 2-hour Binding of Isaac run where you have no damage, because this is just you just have to say oh to humanity. And now we have to say oh to humanity again because we have these leapers and we have no way to keep them from touching the fire, which makes them into burning whatever they are called, which makes them jump farther and of course have more HP, which is really annoying. So should I bomb for this? Well, I might bomb for this, or shouldn't I bomb for this? There's a key there. And I really like the keys. Oh my god, it is so late right now. It is like in the middle of the night, but I don't care. I just want to open this chest and I screw it up. I did not want to open this. I had this feeling. It is Tammy's head. It is so useless to us right now. There's no sense. I understand that in the Binding of Isaac Rebirth there will be more Tammy items. Some of them might even be good, like Tammy's paw, maybe in some situations. But Tammy's head is absolutely not good. We would pick up Tammy's head if we would play a character like Samson, for example, who has no item in his spacebar slot to begin with. And Tammy's head is definitely better than nothing, especially if you have crazy T effects, like for example lots of luck ups with tough love. And this is, I can't even take the quarter, and I don't want a quarter, and I definitely don't want whatever this curse here. That's not for me right now. And yeah, basically we got totally screwed off the devil room, but it's okay, we still have hope. I have very high hopes for this run. I have a very good feeling about this, and let's do some backtracking. Of course, the reason why our map here is totally screwed and not visible is because of Curse of Darkness. And if you paid any attention to those community mods, there is a different version, a Curse of Light or a Blessing of Light. And this Blessing of Light sadly is not available to us because this is the Binding of Isaac Wrath of the Lamb with no community. This is just vanilla Wrath of the Lamb. And this is the reason why we just get Curse of Darkness over and over again. And we have no chance. But if we find some mapping, some compasses or some maps, then at those floors where we don't have Curse of Darkness, this will be really nice for us. Okay, some popcorn heads. Shoot all of them. Yes, kill all of the flies. The flies are really annoying, but the nice thing is, if you go to the top of the level, then they cannot kill you. This is really a nice thing. These guys are also nice because they cannot deal any contact damage to you. Not being able to deal contact damage is very nice because it just prevents so many stupid damage takings from happening. It is really nice. One of the main reasons you take stupid damage is because, for example, through shot speed or some lag spiking or some other, you didn't pay attention, you look at some chat program or something, you run into the enemy, and this is something that you do not want. So having enemies that cannot deal contact damage to you is very nice. The only thing that's even nicer is if you pick up the virus and you start dealing contact damage. This is really powerful and can really help you against Isaac and Blueberry. Man, I'm so sleepy and at the same time so excited because I have a very good feeling. Judas, not the easiest of characters because he starts with very low health and because of course he does not have a dice. This makes Isaac arguably the strongest of characters of them all because he has the dice, and the dice gives him so much item rerunning power, it's just absurd. Judas has a higher damage multiplier. Judas in some respects is the opposite of Eve. Eve is by some accounts one of the worst characters because Eve has a 0.8 damage multiplier. This means even if you have an Eve run where you have lots of luck, where you get lots of nice and juicy damage ups, where you get all the stuff, most of the stuff goes through a formula where it loses 20% of its damage value, which is very, very bad and makes you very sad. But according to the really great Isaac players, like for example Busy Snappy, there is a character that is even less strong than Eve, which is Samson. And the reason for this being is Samson starts with high shot speed, but the worst thing is he starts with Bloody Lust, and Bloody Lust, first of all, is not that good because one, it is very situational. You will not find many rooms where it matters if you have some damage ups where there are many enemies, and secondly, it matches up, it bottoms out, it maxes out quite quickly. So the item that the character Samson has doesn't give you too much of an advantage, and first of all, it is special. In my opinion, in order to make Samson more valuable, it would quite easily just mean to take his special item and remove the special ability as long as you play Samson, which basically means, oh by the way, I don't want to pill this coin purse. These pills, I have a bad feeling, and I also shouldn't have wasted my key right here because I had a bad feeling about this guy, about this shop as well. But anyway, as I was saying, in my opinion, the way to make Samson really viable is just to make the game ignore his special status whenever you start a game with his item. So normally when you pick up Bloody Lust, it is special and it will reduce your ability to get more special items, because most of the special items, oh, shouldn't have done that, but anyway, are really good. And it should just be removed so that you start with Samson nice and early, and you have the Bloody Lust, but Bloody Lust does not count as a special item in this instance. This would be very nice. This would make him a lot better, maybe even better than Eve. I'm not sure, but Eve, yeah, not that sexy. These guys, they are very weird, they are very buggy, sometimes they shoot out of their asses, and I tell you, if there's one thing that you do not want to have happen to you, is things shooting at you with their asses. This is very disgusting, and it is something that you should avoid at all costs. So these guys are called husks, and they are a very brutal sense of humor, because they are most certainly some living things, maybe even some humanoid things, that have been turned into these very weird, gruesome zombie towers. And from the philosophy of Binding of Isaac, they are probably incantations of Isaac himself. And we get a spirit heart machine, which is always very promising, because spirit hearts are very good. As you might see, many of the enemies, many of the things in Binding of Isaac are actually recolorings, re-renderings and twisted versions of Isaac himself, which means that when you fight an enemy, there is a very high chance that he looks a lot like Isaac, and this is one of the major themes. And as I already said before, even Gertie Jr., one of the bosses, was supposed to look a lot more like Isaac, but the design got too confusing. But if you look at Gertie Jr. and Gertie, of course, then you will see this face inside of him and the arms. It still has a lot of resemblance to Isaac, and I hope that this cool and morbid theme of the rebirthing and the zombie versions of monsters and the twisted versions of Isaac, like for example those green versions of Isaac that shoot their green exploding tears, they will be kept. But as we all know, Edward McMillan, when he does a new game, he just gets better and better. This guy, every new game he does, he just gets better and better and better. And if we are lucky, and if those promo videos that you can see when you Google Binding of Isaac Rebirth at one of the homepages of Rebirth, those videos are true, and the game is as stable and as high performance, and it is really as much new items. I think there's a whole lot of new items in this game, and this will make it very, very much fun. And I'm pretty sure that once it comes out, I will get it and I will play the heck out of it. And you will benefit from this, because even if you don't get Binding of Isaac Rebirth once it comes out, I and all the other streamers and all the other YouTubers, we will directly play it and directly start making videos, because Binding of Isaac Rebirth, it will be a whole new evolution, it will be a whole new evolutionary step, it will be a whole new level for the YouTube Binding of Isaac scene. There have been so many videos starting from vanilla Binding of Isaac, going over to Binding of Isaac Wrath of the Lamb. There have been so many videos. People like Bisnap and Cold 3 or Northern Line, they have made thousands upon thousands of videos, of really high quality videos for your viewing pleasure. All you have to do is go to YouTube and look for Bisnap and look for Northern Line and look for Cobalt Streak, and you will get great stuff. You will get all the range, starting up from your vanilla runs, just finish the game, to the speed runs with special conditions like 7-character speed runs, to the very, very special breaking runs, certain kinds of breaking runs where suddenly you end up with an Isaac that shoots huge atomic tears that are big and strong enough to kill Blue Baby in one hit. They really have done everything. They have covered everything, and I'm pretty positive that as soon as Rebirth comes out, they will start covering that game as well, showing you all the juicy details. Bisnap will certainly start digging out all the code of the game, looking for all the secrets, all the item interactions. And while I was not early enough to really get a foothold on the Binding of Isaac and Binding of Isaac Wrath of the Lamb, I will certainly be here for you guys to get a foothold directly when Rebirth comes out. Directly get it, directly start playing it, and directly start to stream it. Now we have here a room where you can see this twisted humor of Binding of Isaac, because these guys are most certainly undead versions of Isaac, and they are really gruesome. They have no eyes, they have a very, very strange and weird call, and they shriek, and I think they even call shrieking moths. But these guys, they are called gazing globins. If you have these globins and they don't have an eye, they are just globins, but these gazing globins, they are faster, which means that if you don't have flying, and if you have a room like this, or maybe an even more difficult to traverse room, then there's a high chance, if you have a lot of gazing globes, that they will gang rape you. I have once seen Deathless Run. This was one of the categories that I have forgotten to mention. Deathless runs. Cobalt Streak did some very nice Deathless runs. The goal is to have as many runs on a save file as possible without having any death. And I know that there was a great beginning of a Deathless Run streak by Cobalt Streak, but he actually died to the globals because he was looking at chat, and these gazing globals, they can be surprisingly fast, so you must be very, very careful. They can end your runs, they can end your Deathless streaks, and they can make you cry. These guys, these red flies, they are the red versions of these black explosive flies, and I don't know whether to love them or hate them, because they, on the one hand, they are not as dangerous because their explosions can't get a chain reaction that hits you, but on the other hand, if you destroy them, they cannot kill enemies. They don't have a friendly fire option, which means if you're fighting a Loki, or even worse 3 Lokis, or Mr. Cool, how it's sometimes called, these red guys that can shoot tears diagonally from their own bodies, then if they spawn those red versions of these boom flies, then you will not be able to use them to hurt Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool can only be hurt by the boom flies, and this is very sad. This means there's something against you which you cannot turn against your enemy. Oh, speaking of the devil. Speaking of the devil, there's our Bloody Lust, and I'm not sure how our special situation is, but I will keep it safe. I will first look a bit more into this floor and collect the Bloody Lust afterwards. Hopefully I won't forget, because even though Busy Snappy does not like Bloody Lust at all, it is, after all, I think up to 2 point something damage increase. I'm not 100% sure, but the wiki, as far as I can recall, said that on paper or on the surface, this thing gives you a bonus per killed enemy up to 3 point something, but because the formula is set up in a certain way, it will only give you -1 damage point of the 3, so it will give you about 2 something, and to be honest, a 2 point something damage up is nothing really to sneeze at. It is about Book of Belial, and if I can stack it up, if I can have this Book of Belial, and on top of that have a maxed out Bloody Lust as often as possible, I'm at a very good place. I do more damage, and I cannot repeat it often enough, I really love damage for this game. Damage for this game is what really turns me on, because damage for this game means that you are more powerful and that you can enjoy a harder position. One of the most thrilling kinds of runs I think is where you're a glass cannon. And if you don't know what a glass cannon is, you definitely do not watch enough Biznap. You definitely do not watch enough of his glass runs for Risk of Rain, a game which I might pick up in the future, but we'll see. Glass cannon means that you have a lot of damage output, whether it be through a high fire rate, or through certain effects like lots and lots of poison, or just through straight damage ups, or just a straight high base start of damage, but you have very little health. And in my opinion, no matter which game you are playing, if you play a glass cannon, it is very thrilling, because you're a killing machine, you deal lots of damage, but on the other hand, you are very susceptible to being hit and killed by an enemy, so this is very nice. So to be optimal, I try to play a lot of skull games, of the skull game guy. The funny thing is, you do not have to take Scatol. You know, if you play this guy for a certain time, he will offer you this piece of this pile of poo, which makes most of the flies harmless to you or not as aggressive. And in my opinion, Scatol is not a very good item. It has its uses. It makes certain rooms that would... Okay, there's Scatol. And you can, if you go directly to the side, avoid getting Scatol. Why would I want to avoid this item, which is not as great, but it is an advantage? The reasoning is, if I avoid this item, I can keep playing this guy, which is actually very nice, because in certain situations, like now, I want more keys. But I don't think I will get that many keys from him, so, well, there's nothing you can do about it. Play a blood bank a little bit, hope for a blood bag, but yeah, you can avoid the payout of Scatol if you go to the exit of the arcade and run against it fast enough. If you're not fast enough, then he will offer you Scatol, and it is too late. But as with Binding of Isaac, there are so many glitches that rely on timing, it is actually ridiculous. If you don't know, once you get the IV bag from the blood bank, which is a very Liberty Cap, then you can use the IV bag to move in and out of rooms if you do the timing right and get infinite money, or not infinite money, but just as much money as you can repeat. Because once you get hit by the IV bag once and then start going in and out of rooms, and at the same time while you do the room transition and hit the spacebar, then you won't get hit again, and you can do it again and again and again. It's of course very nice for breaking runs where you have the D20 and where you just need a lot of items on the ground or a lot of collectibles on the ground, and it can come in handy very much. This Liberty Cap here, it also comes in handy very much because every time I leave a room and re-enter a room, or just enter a new room, so to speak, it will give me a random mushroom effect, which can be everything from thin out mushroom to different kind of odd mushrooms, and it can give you the map, which is very nice. This means if you are on a level, or on the floor rather, this is Binding of Isaac, so we are talking about floors and not necessarily levels, but it doesn't actually matter in my opinion. Anyway, the correct thing to say, is to say floors. When you're on the floor and you have the Liberty Cap and you move in and out of rooms often enough, at one time it will give you the compass effect, the compass, not the map, the compass, and you will have the basic information where the boss is, where the item room is, and it's very nice. The Liberty Cap has many different applications. Of course, getting this high fire rate up in one room can help you a lot, but there was this one Cobalt Streak video where Cobalt Streak was starting from a fresh save file, and he was not totally fresh, but he started from a fresh save file and did some unlocks, and he was at a point where he wanted to unlock Magdalene or Maggie. And in order to unlock Maggie, of course, you need to have a certain amount of red hearts. And in order to get these red hearts, you need to get a certain amount of health ups, and he did not have enough health ups. But he had Liberty Cap, and at one point he was one health up short to get Maggie, and then Liberty Cap gave him another unfilled red heart just for one room. But this one room was enough to get him to the point that he could unlock both Maggie and the Yam Heart. Of course, in this save file I have already done a lot of playing. Okay, not a lot if you have just a few hundred hours. If you compare it to Cobalt Streak, who has thousands of hours, it is actually nothing. But I hope I will be able to accrue some hours in Rebirth. But I'm not sure if I can have a really huge output in Rebirth. I just see that I will start doing some videos once it comes out. But if at some point I will be able to get a better computer, then I will certainly also do some FPS games and something which is more graphical intensive than the Binding of Isaac. The Binding of Isaac, as you might have noticed, is already a little bit much for my little potato computer, so we might all hope that in the future some things will go right and I will snatch up some really nice new computer parts to get some really cool high color high graphics AAA titles in there for videos. But for now, let's just focus on killing Lord Krampus. Lord Krampus, of course, one of these guys that appears in different games. For example, in Don't Starve. Don't Starve, a very interesting game, which you can play for a long time without actually accomplishing anything towards the goal. So it's almost like Minecraft in a way, a sandbox game where you can avoid the objective for a very long time. And Krampus also appears, as I was beginning to tell you, in Don't Starve, and he also gives you some really nice items. But in this case he also gives us an item, and this is Lump of Coal. Is Lump of Coal a really nice item? According to Busy Snappy, it is a really nice item, and according to me it is also a nice item because it is a damage up, but it is quite a unique damage up because it gives you more and more damage the longer your tier travels on the screen. And this is one of the reasons why high shot speed is not good, because just imagine you have this Lump of Coal, and now every single frame my tier stays on the screen, it will get 0.2 or something, 0.16 or something in damage up. But if I take shot speed, my tier will reach its final destination faster, and this means that I will get less damage, which makes me a very sad panda. So if you have especially especially if you have Lump of Coal, you do not want to have more shot speed. Things like Cat of Nine Tails is out of the equation, but also things like Stem Cells, there is a bit of a difference. Some people take Stem Cells. Busy Snappy does not take Stem Cells, but Busy Snappy doesn't take Stem Cells in his usual runs. Oh, the door closes directly, but it was just some pills, and I was not really thrilled about this. But it just makes. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just a little bit late, but anyway, it just makes Stem Cells a reroll target, because if you have things like Lump of Coal and you have a higher shot speed, it will do less damage, which is very sad. And of course, if you have enemies that are very light and they can be pushed around, this means that you can push those enemies into yourself, which is very sad times. So you want to avoid things like Cat of Nine Tails directly, and Speedball of course, except in situations. I saw a Northern Line video recently, or was it some other, I think it was Northern Line, where he was very slow, where he had lots of speed downs, and there was a Speedball and he took it. And I did really wholeheartedly agree with this opinion, because when you're really slow, you just need to speed, because very low speed can screw you over, and this is not something that you want for yourself and for your Isaac run.
But this is of course what makes Binding of Isaac special. In this game, you do not want to have too much speed. Too much speed is just pure death. So you're basically having a run between two extremes. If you have too low speed, you are really screwed, especially against enemies like Superlust. But if you have too much speed, you are generally screwed as well. So you want to have a nice middle ground, except when you're flying. When you're flying, you can have extreme speed but still be good. But there are these funny glitches. If you have items like the Goat Hoof, for example, then you can actually go and have a lot of speed and even run through doors. And this was some really terrible damage. But I'm a little bit distracted because I'm really hoping to get the ability to find the secret room right next to the item room. Because, as you remember, if you find the secret room next to the item room, then you can actually save a key and actually only use 2 bombs. I used one already, I will use another one here. And yeah, enter this room, which is really interesting. You might actually ask, why didn't I just place the bomb in front of this door in the first place? And we get the deck of cards. The deck of cards is quite nice. And it's giving us the sun. The sun is not too terribly useful, but it deals a lot of damage to enemies and it recovers all your red hearts. But the problem with this is that right now I don't have too many red hearts, so we will try to make the best out of that. Okay, this is done and we should be going on with looking. And hopefully our Liberty Cap will show us the way. As you remember, when I enter a room, then there's a certain chance that it will give me the compass effect, meaning it will show me all the item rooms. And this is really nice. The mapping this trinket here provides is really underrated. And yeah, this nice green thing opened the secret room for us, and it is a fortune teller. Fortune teller, of course, very nice because I'm very low on health. I'm really starving in the health department. And there's already our first spirit heart, really nice. And yeah, we are wasting some money on these fortunes. These fortunes, of course, totally useless. They are just, you are throwing your life away. I thank you for this encouragement. And this is a push pin. Push pin gives us a chance of, oh my goodness, a crystal ball. Crystal ball, once activated, gives us the mapping. It gives us the effect of the map and the compass, really broken item. And it also gives us either a spirit heart or it gives us a tarot card with each activation, which is also quite broken. So this item is brokenness, and I like brokenness because I'm playing Judas right now and I'm on the hunt for some unlocks. Because as you might have noticed, when I start this game at the beginning screen, I have this super ugly fat stop playing guy, and this is really not me. This is really not what I want. What I want is to have the nice platinum god. And I don't want to cheat, I don't want to just download the save file, I want to play it by myself. And I'm just missing like 3 or 4 more unlocks, 3 or 4 more achievements to get the Platinum God. And this is why we are doing this, this is why I'm here on the hunt for this. So Pinking Eye, not better than Liberty Cap, I think. but it might be, but I don't want to waste another bomb on this, so I might have decided differently earlier. But I have a big feeling we'll get Brimstone, and as far as I know, Brimstone does not benefit from Liberty Cap. Brimstone does, of course, benefit from Liberty Cap, but it does not benefit from the Pinky Eye. As far as I know, Brimstone is a bit weird. There are some things that Brimstone and Mom's Knife benefit from. Sometimes one benefits, sometimes the other benefits, but in general, Brimstone is weird. Brimstone is nice in terms of Lump of Coal because it gets +2 damage, but in general it's not always easy to say which items work with Brimstone, which don't, and I'm always counting on Brimstone being in my run because Brimstone can get quite reliably if you know what you're doing. It's quite a reliable item to get apart from Mom's Knife, and that's why speedrunners, guys who compete against each other, not the real hardcore, yeah, I'm restarting until I get a perfect speedrunners, because they are only going for epic feats, but the speedrunners who compete in events such as Balls of Steel, which are very cool, they will usually try to go for Brimstone, and it's not always easy to see which items go with Brimstone, which items go well with Brimstone. This is why, at least in the Wrath of the Lamb, one of your most important and, yeah, nice Spirit Heart, I want that. One of the nicest kinds of items to get are actually damage ups, because you can almost always be sure that damage ups will go with your current item. They will go with Brimstone, they will go with Mom's Knife, so it's really nice. And I think they even go with the nice little Doctor Fetus. Epic Fetus, I'm not sure. Epic Fetus, I actually think the damage ups are not that useful, but Dr. Fetus, they might be useful, or at least Mr. Boo might be useful. Yeah, there it is already. But we can expect in Wrath of the Lamb that there will be a lot more item interactions, as I told you already. Spoiler alert again, skip ahead a few seconds. If you collect Brimstone and Mom's Knife, I don't know in which order, but it should be in any order, at least I hope so, then you, instead of shooting a blood laser, you will shoot a lot of knives, which is a very cool idea. So this masks and hearts, they are the worst enemies, they are really annoying. And I get a High Priestess, which is very powerful because it can kill either Isaac or Blue Baby in a few seconds if you use this item, and then wait for the foot to stomp, and when it's just about halfway retreating, you can pause and unpause, and it would stomp again, and you can do that again and again, pause and unpause always when the foot is half in the air. And you can use this to make it stomp again and again and again as often as you want, which really just wrecks Isaac. Even if you don't want to use this glitch, as I think Northern Line doesn't. He doesn't like to use this glitch. He also doesn't like to use brim snapping, at least in the more newer videos, which is absolutely okay. If you don't want to use glitches, it's totally okay with me. I'm not one of these people that says, oh, Northern Line, you have to use brim snapping or you have to use the High Priestess glitch. This is just not, I mean, if somebody wants to play the game one way or the other way, this is totally fine. I'm not objecting to this at all. And I'm using a bomb, but I really have no idea how to deal with this nonsense, and I'm just using the High Priestess because I somehow need to get, hitting Mom a few times, but I somehow need to get out of this mess. I don't want to lose even more health. Yeah, maybe should have taken the sun into this room, but I would have used some cut anyway because I'm not that high on health and not that great on damage. This boss is just freaking annoying. This boss is the reason that you want to have Brimstone on Mom's Knife, because the heart is the easy part. The heart you can deal with quite handily, but the mask is really a case for itself, because the mask, as you might expect, once the heart dies, the mask has this huge wound in the back of its face. And this wound means that this is the place where you can damage it. You cannot damage it from the front, you can only damage it from the side and from the back. And from the side is the most realistic, but it's still very slow. And if you have Brimstone or Mom's Knife, then you can just damage it from the front because it pierces, which is really nice. I think if you have piercing tears, then it should be Cupid's arrow, then it should be possible as well. This item Cupid's arrow is actually really nice. I saw some Busy Snappy run in the last few days, and in this Busy Snappy run, Busy Snappy had homing tears and piercing tears, which is of course really nice. Homing and piercing together, which is really nice. You have several enemies, the tears curve towards the enemies, and they hit them, and they hit them several times, and it's just nice. You have multi-segmented enemies, they get hit several times. You have a huge bunch of enemies, they get hit several times. And did he have the parasite? I'm not sure, but it was really nice. But what's really weird to me about Cupid's arrow is that the name is Cupid's arrow, so you think about this little angel that shoots people and makes them fall in love with each other. But on the other hand, you have this once you pick it up, you have this Native American setup, this feather on your head. You know what I mean? Winnetou feather or something. And this for me is really weird, but you understand what it's all about, and it's a nice item. It is not as powerful if you just pick it up in the beginning and you don't have many multi-segmented enemies, but and not many, you know, many hordes of enemies. Yeah, this candle is really good. Candle is usually really good, but in this situation, I think the crystal ball is just stronger because it gives us active soul heart regeneration. And while Busy Snappy doesn't like active soul heart regeneration, I like it. And I think if I did not have the crystal ball, I'm putting it down right now just to use this one charge of the Book of Shadows in order to get some money out of the blood donation machine, maybe make it spit out a blood bag or something. But I'm pretty sure if I wouldn't use this crystal ball during this run, I would die quite for sure. So let's look in here again. We have this thing and we have this skull game. The skull game is an interesting thing. You always have, you always can be presented either health or keys or bombs or money, and it either pays out or it pays out with a fly. And I think you have always 1/3 of a chance to get the positive payout, which is already not that bad because he can give you double keys or double bombs. He can even with one single play throw out double bombs or quadruple bombs. But in the community remix, and I think in Rebirth, okay, if you don't want any spoilers, you need to skip ahead again for about a few minutes. In Rebirth and in the community remix, there will also be double keys, and this is really nice. I don't know if there will be double hearts, but there will be half spirit hearts. This is very interesting. But somehow I think that half spirit hearts are somewhat weird. I think the mechanic is interesting, but on the one hand, of course, it makes spirit hearts weaker if it works the way I think. If it just manipulates the percentage of being able to get a normal spirit heart, then there's another modifier that tells the spirit heart, you will be either full spirit heart or half spirit heart. So this would make the player and everything more difficult and would make you weaker. But on the other hand, if it's an additional chance, so if you have a regular heart drop, and this heart drop tries to decide, yeah, will I be a spirit heart or a normal heart, and then apart from the normal, if you understand what I mean, hopefully, apart from the normal spirit heart drop, you would also have the chance to get a half soul heart drop that would be on top, that would be besides the chance of having a spirit heart. So you have X% in right now in the Wrath of the Lamp. If there's a heart drop, you have X% chance of dropping some red heart version, and X% of dropping a spirit heart version. And if Rebirth would make spirit hearts of any type dropping more likely, this would of course make you more powerful. But I think this double key thing is also very nice. since I'm really into keys, and I really one of the things I can deal with a lot of things in Binding of Isaac, but if you start a run and if you are chronically starved for keys and you cannot open any item rooms and you have to skip 2 item rooms, let's say you have either Curse of Labyrinth or you have just 2 regular floors after each other and you can't go to any of these floors item rooms, this is just bad. For some reason, psychologically, I can deal with having very bad item rooms. For example, using your key or using the bomb trick to get into the bomb trick only, of course, works if there's a secret room next to the item room. I can somehow deal better with the situation that you get shitty item rooms, that you always get the poop, or that you get lemon mishap. For some reason, although it's almost as bad as not being able to go to the item rooms, not 100% as bad, because you can still, by touching the poop or touching lemon mishap, you can still remove it from the item room pool, so that it is possible, or even looking at it, but I touch it just to be sure. I touched the poop. I'm such a weird person that I touched poop, at least in the Binding of Isaac. Yeah, this is definitely worth it. I hate this room, and for some reason I can deal with it better, although it's almost as bad having really terrible item rooms than not being able to go to item rooms, but at least you can remove them from the pool. And yeah, in my mind it's, yeah, at least I'm knowing, at least I know that behind these big locked golden doors there's something terrible, and I'm not leaving this room thinking, oh, if only I knew what's behind this big golden door. Maybe it's Mom's knife, maybe it's huge damage up, maybe it's something, maybe it's a magic mushroom or something. Thinking about damage ups, things that I really need in this save file or in this run. It's really my run. I have not cheated anywhere. I have not used spider mod to get anything. I have not downloaded any save files to get anything. But what I want to really have in this save run is having the halo. So if I get, maybe in future runs or maybe in this run, who knows, if I get the Bible, you unlock the halo by using the Bible to either kill Mom in a Mom fight or to kill Mom's heart, which is of course not as simple, because the Bible otherwise, other from being able to kill these specific bosses in one hit, this is just terrible. So you usually do not want to take up the Bible, but in order to unlock the halo you need to use the Bible to kill one of these 2 bosses in one hit, which is really annoying and which I haven't done therefore, but which is one thing. 2 of Hearts might be useful, which I might do in the future. Okay, these brains, they're really one of the creepiest bosses of them all, and they're really one of the few reasons you really want flying, because if you are flying, then this creep stuff that they're dropping really doesn't harm you at all. You can hover above it, and oftentimes you can be totally invulnerable to these brains as well, because you can just fly over rocks, and it's really nice. And get to a half interval, which is also good. I'm not that reliant on Liberty Cape anymore. Sometimes it gives me useful effects other than mapping, because now I have the crystal ball, and when you activate the crystal ball you get both the map and the compass effect, which is why the crystal ball kind of makes the compass and makes the treasure map really redundant. If you have paid and worked for the treasure map and then paid and worked for the compass, so if you sacrifice 2 keys at least for the compass and the treasure map, and at least 30 cents, assuming it is not reduced in price, then and then you get the crystal ball, and you don't act like Busy Snappy, but you act like me and you want to keep these items. Then it is really annoying, because you just sacrificed mostly in vain. You sacrifice your keys and your money mostly in vain. If you get the crystal ball right afterwards, or very quickly afterwards, getting these 2 items. Of course, right now I have neither the treasure map nor the compass, which is really giving me a good feeling, because I didn't sacrifice any keys and any money for that stuff. So let's keep on looking a little bit. Yeah, but as I said, you would sacrifice 30 cents for the compass and for the treasure map, assuming none of these items is reduced. Sometimes the 15 cent items can be randomly reduced to 7 cents, and this is why Steam Sale is such a bad item. I remember watching the first Northern Line videos, and really not only Northern Line but many other speedrunners, and only watching myself, not speedrunners but usual players of this game, and also myself. When I played the game firstly, I always went for the Steam Sale, but the Steam Sale is really not that good. Spending money on the Steam Sale is so weird, because the Steam Sale just makes all the subsequent items in the shop sell for half the price, but they will, most of the time or very often, they will be reduced anyway. So Steam Sale is really, in my opinion, they should have at least made it so that items, I was about to say that in order to make Steam Sale look more attractive, you should never have randomly reduced items in the shop. They should always be full price, except when you have Steam Sale. And not the situation how it is now, that you can sometimes have the shopkeeper reduce the price of the Steam Sale anyway, with not the price but the price of the stuff in the shop anyway. But this would make the game less interesting or more boring, because one of the things in the Binding of Isaac that makes it so interesting is the random element, that you can sometimes be screwed by the RNG god, the random number generation god, and sometimes not. And of course I used my golden key. Golden keys open as many locks and as many locked things as you want without using any keys. So I used it to actually get those, not only this golden chest but those 2 locks, because those 2 locks, as you can see, they can also spawn pennies and consumables for some reason. Really, I don't. It's like with the poop. You shouldn't really ask about this stuff. I'm standing next to this entrance to cheese in the mom fight, because the foot can stomp here, and I should be totally safe. And yeah, in the red mom fight there's a lot of stomping and a little bit of shooting and the hands. So this boss should be. Why? What? I don't understand this. I really don't understand. How was I hit there? How could this eye hit me? Was I too close? This was really unfortunate. First this eye hits me and then the foot stomped. And the foot really stomped right after. There was no warning, really. This is... Seriously, if anybody knows what just happened there, I don't understand this. Usually you just stand next to the eye. Or is it a specific... Oh no, that was stupid. That was really stupid. Oh man, I'm so stupid in this fight. I'm gonna lose all my spirit hearts. There's even a possibility I might die here. This is so freaking annoying and stupid. Oh my goodness, what on earth? What on earth? Oh, the humanity. Oh, the Isaac humanity. Now please works. Yes. Put out your arm. Don't stomp on me. Oh, this might have been enough. So there, yes, this I understand. I swerved to the side too much and then I got hit. Yes, this kind of hits I understand, but the first hit that brought me out the rhythm I don't understand. Or maybe I'm just bad at the red mom fight, but usually the red mom fight should be totally free. I do not understand it personally. I have no idea what just happened there. It is really annoying. But anyway, let's continue onwards. Let's continue onwards with our quest. We are now in the Womb Part 1. And in the Womb Part 1, we start to take full heart of damage every time we get hit. And since we only have 3 red hearts left, this of course means that we are really in trouble. Of course, if you have the wafer in the womb or beyond the womb, you still only take half hearts of damage. You can never take more than a half heart of damage with the wafer, even if you get hit by bombs. Even if you bomb yourself, you only will get 1 heart of damage, which is very nice. Which is actually extremely nice. It has so many good implications. You don't need to worry about your half heart interval anymore, because you'll always be at a half heart. And yes, so this crystal ball right here saved me from a lot of going into the wrong direction. It showed me where the final boss is, and it gave me all the floor mapping. So crystal ball really OP, and I love crystal ball. It's not as good as the D6. I would not take it over the D6 even if the game is really far progressed. This bomb didn't hit anything, by the way. But yes, it is really good. It is one of the better spacebar items, definitely. Is it better than Book of Revelations? I really can't say. It really depends on what kind of drops you get. If you... oh, the virus. I'm not sure if I want to take it right now, if I'm at the right speed. I kind of like my speed, but we'll think about it and we'll probably take it anyway, because the virus is... yeah, it's good, man. It saves you from a lot of weird situations, and I might regret not taking it in the future. But we will see. We will see what the rest of this floor brings, and therefore we will be able to do it. Yes. Okay. This guy needs to die. Yes, but for example, if you only get the full card, which is actually possible, you only activate your crystal ball all the time and you get the full card, then it's clearly just its map and compass plus cards that are mostly useless most of the time. And this would be worse than your nice little Book of Revelations. But then you might get a situation where you only get spirit hearts. In this case, the crystal ball is better already than your Book of Revelations, because it gives you this mapping. But then you have to consider that the Book of Revelations might be bad in a way, because if you use it, it provokes horsemen to appear, and it might be better in a way because it helps you to get more devil deals. And then there's the other scenario in using the crystal ball. Man, I don't really like this boss. I don't really like to shoot in his ass, but at least he's easy. And then there's a situation where the crystal ball only gives you Hierophants, which is also possible. And if, say, you only get Hierophants, then it is a lot better. Then it has the healing power, the spirit heart power of 2 Book of Revelations, and it's almost, yeah, I'm not sure, but if it's as good as Book of Revelations plus Nun's Habit, because if you have Book of Revelations plus Nun's Habit, then in the fights where you might take really a lot of damage, then it does extra work. It might be interesting to kind of calculate or compare what would be better as a crystal ball that gives you Hierophants all the time, or a Book of Revelations in combination with Nun's Habit. But this, of course, you can calculate this for any player, because some players will take more damage than others, and also some players will get very difficult rooms where they are going juniors and things of that sort, and they have to take a lot of speed downs, and then they get super lust a lot, and they get hit all the time. So this is also what Nun's Habit is dependent on. But if I had a Nun's Habit right now, I would be a lot more powerful. Nun's Habit with crystal ball also very good, even if you don't get spirit hearts and if you get some useless cards a lot of the time. And hopefully there's a sacred heart. I want a sacred heart, and it's a relic. Relic also mega super powerful, but I would have preferred the sacred heart, not because it is strictly better. In this case, relic is also very good because my damage is not shabby, but I still don't have that much health, and my active solar generation is not as reliable as I would ideally prefer to be. But for some reason, or the reason I just like it, the sacred heart gives you a tier shot speed down. It makes your tiers bigger, it makes your tiers homing, and it multiplies your damage times 2.3 and gives you 1 bonus damage. So sacred heart is a really nice thing, and it's really always a great surprise when you get it. It is so rare. Sacred heart is such a rare item, it is really not even fun anymore, really. You get this item and it is your birthday or it's Christmas and Easter, because it is just not cropping up. I have no idea if it's special, but if it is special, then it is certainly for some reason even rarer than normal special items. I should look it up at times. But here, Chop has no chance at all. And there you see it when he dies, he has only his head left. And if you look in YouTube for a channel called Look at My Chicken, this is the guy who also uploaded several lots of Binding of Isaac plays. Then he even uploaded a very short, a few second long video of him fighting against a chap that is only a head, and he was asking his friend, what should I do about this? This is so cute, I don't want to kill it. But in the end he had to kill it. He didn't want to stay in this challenge room with the head only chap forever. The more common bug that this chap has is that he's a buttless chap, that he's 2 segments but the last segment is missing. And this is already useful to you, since he cannot spawn any more enemies this way. But having the headless chap is just one part. It's just one step closer to the craziness. Okay, not popping the crystal ball right now. I want to have the crystal ball right here. And there's no curse of darkness. And yes, already saved me quite some going into the wrong direction. I have no chance to visit this boss challenge room. There's no secret room next to it. The crystal ball, since it gives you not only the compass but also the map, also gives you the position of the secret room, just as the treasure map does. And in my opinion, the item, the treasure map, is one of the most flavorful items in this game. It is so cool that you have this named treasure map, and it actually shows you the treasure, it actually shows you the secret room, and it even makes sense in this respect that the secret room very often contains money, contains gold, so to speak. So treasure map, one of the very cool items. The compass is also very cool, and yeah, but there are so many cool items in the Binding of Isaac, it is hard to find your really favorite. Of course, power wise it is very clear what the best items are, but from a purely flavor perspective, I might even say that Lemon Mishap is pretty cool, although the item is virtually useless. Lemon Mishap is one of those items that is actively bad, in my opinion, in most cases, even though you can not use it at all. It is, if you compare it, for example, to Kate of Ninetails. Kate of Ninetails is actively bad and you have no choice over it. But the Lemon Mishap is not only actively is not actively bad in the sense that you have to use it, but it's actively bad because it encourages you psychologically. Oh, wait a second, this is a small rock, this is very nice, this is 1 damage up, I really like it. And yeah, it encourages you to do bad play. If you have to watch yourself, just try it once and pick up Lemon Mishap, and you will be trying subconsciously to move towards the enemies and then to use this puddle of pee, and you will get hit. If you have Lemon Mishap, you will get hit more, it will hurt you, and and on top of all things, not only is it actively bad because it encourages you to make bad plays, you will also feel bad about it. If you have an item, if you have, for example, out of curiosity or out of stupidity or out of carelessness, picked up Kate of Ninetails, then you say, yeah, you have higher shot speed, you couldn't hit that enemy that you wanted to hit by shot angling, you pushed that enemy through a knockback into yourself, so you took some stupid unnecessary damage, and yeah, you will feel bad, but you will feel even worse if you have the Lemon Mishap, and if you needlessly run into an enemy and activate it, and the enemy of course doesn't get hit at all, or maybe hit for a 1,000th fraction of a point of damage, and then you get hit for, let's say, full red heart or full spirit heart, and it just makes you feel so much worse. So, oh, a bloodshot eye. Okay. Of course, these laser eyes, they have the alternative of having the bloodshot eye. In my opinion, bloodshot eyes are one of the most, they are not the most fun enemies, because in some rooms it's just stupid where you have one bloodshot eye in each corner. It's almost impossible not to take damage. But the bloodshot eye, in my opinion, is one of the coolest bosses from coolest enemies from an enemy design standpoint. You have this eye, and it shoots a blood laser, and it's called bloodshot eyes, and in the English language okay, there actually is a thing such as bloodshot eyes, so it all makes sense in a way. Okay, these knights here, they need to die really badly. And I only have 1 bomb left, which is not as ideal as I might want it, and this was really stupid damage. Really weird damage
to, because at first it didn't happen. For some reason, are you invulnerable when you pick up stuff like that? I didn't know that, really. Now our crystal ball is ready again, and we go back and take some more of the sun card. We had so many sun cards this run, really weird. Hopefully there's no curse of darkness, no curse of darkness, no curse of darkness, and it's a curse of darkness. Holy moly, why are there so many curse of darknesses? So annoying, so really annoying. I think the thing with Curse of Darkness, it fits to Isaac, but in my opinion it's too often. It is a tad too often. It's not really necessary to have a Curse of or a Blessing of the Light, but having less Curses of Darkness, that would be really good. Or at least have an item that prevents Curses of Darkness from happening. Let's say you call this item the golden candle. Yes. The blue candle is the thing, would be the thing that helps you to, that would help you to kill enemies, and the golden candle would prepare you, would protect you from curses of darkness. I have so many different item ideas. For example, there could be, yeah, there already is a Loki's Horns, but what about an item called Loki's Smile? So when you have Loki's Smile, your face changes, it's a pickup item, your face changes and your face looks like the smiling Loki, and you get the ability to teleport through the room you're currently in. It would be especially useful in the bigger rooms that will be in Rebirth, and it might be really great. We already have a teleport item. We already have Doctor's Remote, which teleports you to a random room. And yeah, this Loki's Smile might be something that helps you to teleport inside of one of the rooms. And I think there also should be an improved version of Doctor's Remote, because right now Doctor's Remote is just a random teleport, and in many instances random teleports are not very good, and sometimes they are even dangerous. For example, if you are on a chest and you use a random teleport, then there's a chance that you might go to the IMR room. Or was it just teleports? It might be just teleports. But just imagine that there was an improved version of Doctor's Remote that allows you to go to any room on the map that you want. And this is another reason why you don't want to have Curse of Darkness. If you had an item like improved or enhanced Doctor's Remote, then you would be able to you wouldn't be able to really navigate the map. It would, let's say you have an item that upgrades your current spacebar item. So this would create two versions of any spacebar item. And let's say you had Doctor's Remote and you picked up this upgrade item, and this upgrade item changes your Doctor's Remote to Enhanced Doctor's Remote. Enhanced Doctor's Remote had the ability to teleport you to any room of your choosing on the current floor, and then you would be able to go there. But if you had the Curse of Darkness on one of the floors, then it would become a random teleport again, because there's no way to see the map, there's no way to navigate, and there's just darkness, and you would just take a blind shot in the darkness. Okay, I have one Spirit Heart. And I'm not that powerful right now in terms of health, but one Spirit Heart is a lot better than nothing, and hopefully the payouts will be good in the future. Yeah, the stars is quite useless. There are no more item rooms, there's no chance ever to get any more item rooms. Even if I had, for example, we need to go deeper, then I could. I'm not quite sure. But I think that if I used We Need to Go Deeper right now, it would just take me to Shoal. And even in Shoal there are no item rooms, and there can be no item rooms, no matter what your situation is. So the stars, which transports you to the item room, which is usually very good because it can save you a key, and I'm all about saving keys. But in this situation, it's just not possible. And another thing with the Curse of Darkness is I just can't really navigate the map anymore. It is just really annoying to navigate the map. It is just not something that I can do. Also, whenever I'm on the Curse of Darkness floor, I stop looking for the secret room most of the time. Sometimes I find it by accident. Sometimes the location is so bloody obvious that even with the Curse of Darkness you find it. But usually with Curse of Darkness I don't bother. It is just too annoying. Curse of Darkness is one of the things that just makes the game less tolerable and somewhat more annoying. But it really fits Binding of Isaac, because Binding of Isaac is not a game about happiness and sunshine. Binding of Isaac is a game about hardship. It's a game about fear of all. You see it when you enter a boss fight. You see on the right there's the boss, on the left there's Isaac cuddled together and crying. And this is really what this game is about. This is an emotional game. This game is not about an intellectual theory really. It is not really about mechanics and equations and logical connections. It is about emotions. And emotion in Binding of Isaac are fear, uncertainty, and despair and gloominess, if that's a feeling. I don't know, English is not my first language, but to me gloominess is a word and maybe an emotion. And yeah, that's what Binding of Isaac is all about, and this is what the Curse of Darkness is about. When you get the Curse of Darkness, you get uncertain, you get more vulnerable, you get insecure, you get lost. And this being lost is really something that Binding of Isaac really an emotion. It's funny, it's all rather negative emotions, but for some reason playing this game gives you positive emotions. The thing is, it's just so immersive. Look at all these details, look at these skeletons on the ground. It tells a story, and the story is very deep and it's very fascinating, interesting. That's really great. So even more coins. I have 47 coins with this one, and it's really, well, now I have 57, and now 58, and now 60. Hopefully we get to 69, but I can't make any promises. 69 of course being the best number ever. And even more Greedos. Why are there so many Greedos? And why are they hanging out here in this cathedral? Is the cathedral a especially greedy place? Who knows? But these things in the middle, these spitters, they are also very annoying. I always mistime their shots, and oftentimes I get hit by them, although there's no reason being hit by them. Especially right now, where I have two orbitals decisively better than one orbital. Upgrading from one orbital to two orbitals is very decisive, and if I had a third orbital, if I found Guardian Angel, that would also be good. Sadly, very sadly, if I found Sacrificial Dagger, that would increase my close range damage a lot, but it would not help with tier blocking. For some reason, the developers of this game thought, well, yeah, the Sacrificial Dagger is a lot bigger than the Fly, but for some reason it cannot block tiers. Let's just accept that. One of the things but the thing that really annoys me about the Sacrificial Dagger is that when you pick him up in the first quarter of a second, when I see it, I think about Mom's Knife, and I'm like, yes, Mom's Knife, now I'm a powerhouse. But then I realize, no, this thing is flipped down, which means that it's just a Sacrificial Dagger, and you shouldn't be kidding yourself. There's no situation where Sacrificial Dagger is more powerful than Mom's Knife. There's no situation at all. It just cannot be, because Mom's Knife does almost the same thing as Sacrificial Dagger, but better and with more application. It is just a better item. Of course, there are many situations, for example for Busy Snappy, where Busy Snappy would not take Mom's Knife, or Northern Line for that matter, but would take Sacrificial Dagger. This is just when you have a lot of Mom's Knife runs. After a time, Mom's Knife runs tend to, for many people, not be that interesting, so they voluntarily not use Mom's Knife. Or a very different other example is, let's say Busy Snappy already has Polyphemus, and he has some very cool T effects, and he has lots of teeth, lots of very big teeth. Then I can understand why he wouldn't take Mom's Knife. He does not want Mom's Knife to ruin his T effects, because all he worked for. When Busy Snappy does the breaking run, he usually ends up with very, very crazy T effects. With very, very crazy T effects, which usually or always not work with Mom's Knife. This is one of the main reasons why I'm so excited about this Rebirth run. one being the performance increase, but also in Rebirth we have more interactions. It is not such a one-way street anymore. Right now in Binding of Isaac, most of the time when you pick up Brimstone, most of the time when you pick up Mom's Knife, or most of the time when you pick up Dr. Fetus or Epic Fetus, it's just the end. It is the end for your T effects. There will be no more change. The only kind of change that you can expect is for your Mom's Knife, which also of course overrides Brimstone. That for example, if you pick up a homing effect, that your knife is colored a little bit, or if you pick up, of course you can still pick up stuff like Mom's contact lenses, which is a very powerful item. I should talk more about Mom's contact lenses. Mom's contact lenses is one of the favorite items in this game for me. This item is just so cool. The whole flavor of the item, these contact lenses, the way your tears look, your normal base tears look after you pick it up, and freezing enemies and keeping them in place is just so powerful. It is just such a powerful thing. It is unbelievable how, if you have a very high fire rate, how quickly you can dispose of bosses, how easily you can keep bosses frozen in place. It is just an amazing item, and it's also fun to play with because you are not 100% sure if you get to freeze. You're always hoping that you get a lot of freeze ticks in a row. And right now I'm fighting Isaac. I have 6 bombs, and I have 3 normal hearts and 2 spirit hearts, which is also not that bad. And I get hit. And you see here this post Mom's Heart situation, where you get a lot of damage, where you get 1 full heart of damage every time you get hit, and this is very, very, very hard, and this is the reason why the wafer is so good. So now I'm not overshooting, I am not shooting too much at him. I'm really trying to be careful, do a lot of dodging, do a lot of running up, running down, running forward, running leftward, only to shake off the tears, so that the tears cannot hit me. And hopefully, yeah, I'm very careful right now. I have this Brother Bobby, and the Brother Bobby is shooting at the enemy, and this causes the enemy to shoot back at you, so you don't want to shoot too much. Overshooting, how I call it. Usually yes, this was bad damage. Now I have 3 hits left, but I still have the Sun card. The Sun card means that if I'm hit 2 more times, I can activate it and get full health back. This is really nice. If I had 2000 hearts, if it was somehow possible to have 2000 active hearts, then I would be even better. But right now having 3 hearts is a lot better than nothing. It's a lot better. And of course you can only have exactly 12 active hearts. So the best situation you can ever get in terms of winning life by using the Sun card is if you have 12 red heart containers, and then if you get down to 1 red heart, you can activate it and get 11 back. You can of course collect more health ups. You can farm health ups. You can get virtually as many blood bags as you can break out of the game. But you can only get 12 active red hearts. You can only get 12 hearts that count and prevent you from death. You can have more, and you can trade them to the devil, for example, or you can trade them to, I think you can use Guppy's Paw to make use of non-active red hearts. But anyway, the thing is, you can have red hearts, only 12 of them. This is another reason why the spirit hearts are so important. You can have as many spirit hearts as your computer can handle. You can have hundreds of spirit hearts, and each of them will be another hit, or even 2 hits if you have the wafer. So this is very good. But Edmund Macmillan stated, and here's yet another spoiler, I don't know, I'm so full of spoilers today, that in Rebirth he wants to limit the amount of health you can have to just what's on the screen. So right now you are already limited in red hearts. You can never have more active red hearts than fit on the screen, which are 12. But you can have as many spirit hearts, and the way I understand it, Edmund Macmillan plans to reduce the amount of spirit hearts to also what is, so you cannot have, in my understanding, cannot have in Rebirth more than 12 hearts total. And I get another very stupid damage, but this is actually good. Yeah, and I get the curved horn, very nice. And yes, now I have a red heart interval. And we go back and we take a looky look, but there's nothing we really forgot. Maybe there's something we forgot, but no, I don't think. No, I don't think there's anything we forgot. So we can enter the chest, or maybe just take another look around if there's really nothing we forgot. And yes, the thing is, if this is really the way a rebirth will work, that you will only have up to 12 hearts, and this includes spirit hearts, then it makes more sense to have half spirit hearts. It would be, yes, this is good, this is really good, and this is also really good. Yes, I kind of like this. Now I have lots and lots more tears. This is 0.3 damage up and also health up. And large, do I want large? Yes. Now I have a total of 6 red hearts. That means I can recover 5 at the moment when I'm about to die. And if I pick up a half heart, I can even be in a situation where I only have 1 half heart left, where I am in Polar Word invincibility, and on top of that I have the sun. So this is very good. This is a very good find. These 3 items could have been Mom's Knife, could have been Polyphemus, could have been I don't know what. Couldn't have been the halo, because we still need a halo. So I just want to remind myself that I try doing the next runs to unlock the halo, which is not as nice, because in order to get the halo you need to actually use the Bible, and I really don't like the Bible. I don't like having it at all. In order to get the halo you need to take the Bible and you need to use it to one-shot kill either Mom or Mom's Heart. And by one-shot killing I mean, of course, activating the Bible. So the Bible has the effect, when you activate it, you buy it in the shop, and you can have items like the Rosary that make the Bible appear more often. And if you have the Bible and you activate it, then you get flying, but only for the current room. So it's conditional flying, which is not very good. But on top of that, if you use the Bible at Mom's Heart or at the Mom fight, then the boss will be killed instantly. And this is the condition for getting the halo, and this is why in one of the next runs I will try to get the Bible and will try to take the Bible to the Mom fight in order to unlock my halo. Not only do I want to get the Platinum God status, I also want to get the halo. The halo is a good item and I want it. So now I'm on Polaroid prop again. And yes, let's do some more fighting. Hopefully we'll find the boss soon. Oh no, I don't like this room. I don't particularly like Lust and Wrath and Super Greed. Normal Greed would be okay, but Super Greed, usually the tiers of Super Greed are not as, oh, this was stupid. This was so stupid. But it should be, yeah, it should be funny since the item, the virus, the item that Lust often drops, the item killed him. So there's some kind of an irony. But what I want to say is usually the tiers of Super Greed are not as bad. You can just go through the middle. But in this room, where you have several other things to worry about, you have to avoid these things, and you don't have so much space to maneuver freely. And then the fact that these tiers cover so much of this, oh man, it's so stupid. I guess I don't want to use the sun, but I'll probably do it. Probably, yes. I just don't want to die in this. I'm too close. I'm too close. And now I have the map. And this saves me another room. If I hadn't activated this, I would have gone one more to the right, and so this activation saves me another room. And here's Transcendence, yay! So what I was talking about, the Bible also has the effect, as I said, it not only gives you flying for one room, but it's with one activation in the same room with Mom's Heart or Mom. Oh, where should I go now? It kills the boss instantly, and it gives you the halo, which I really want. But it also has the effect if you use it on the devil, then actually the logical thing to expect is, yeah, this is a Bible, this is the anti-devil book, so if you activate during the devil should die, but that's not the case. You die immediately. And this is another very weird but very flavorable thing. So if you go down to show and you use the Bible on the final enemy, oh, that's a half heart, I really want to use that. But if you use it on show, then you expect to kill the devil with the Bible. No, you won't. The Bible will kill you. I shouldn't take this spirit heart right now. 2 of hearts is also big. This is a big pickup. Big pickup. I want to take 1 damage. I want to take 1 damage, preferably right now, or, well, I don't know. But what I was saying, it's really interesting, and it's even more interesting that with the wafer, you can survive this. So if you have the wafer, the Bible will not kill you, or if you have several lives, and it's really interesting. Oh, yes, another half. Wait a minute, oh well, I should bomb myself, or I should just do another room. I'll do another room, and yes, this is a big mistake. Well, you can win them all. Maybe I possibly just made a mistake that might have cost me the run. Nice job. This is the hardest, this is one of the hardest or the hardest room in the chest. 2 monsters, very bad. If you can, somehow, if you have things like, for example, Cupid's arrow, that allows you to keep both of them in sync, then this is not as bad, but this way it is just, if you have knockback, and I have lots of knockback, I have lots of tears, I shoot lots of tears, then yes, well, I might just as well poison them. Might just as well use the short hit invincibility to poison them and to get them to die. Yeah, one is dead, so the other one shouldn't be as much of a problem. Okay, I have enough red hearts lying around. I have no respawn items anyway. Having no respawn items anyway means that it doesn't matter if I take all the red hearts that are in the floor to the north. It doesn't really matter. And I get an item, and this item is, yes, what it is it? It is the game kit, so it wasn't a bad decision after all to go into this room. The game kit allows me to be invincible for several seconds and to regain health. So I'll take this be at the optimal health. Now take this spirit heart. And now I should be able to take it. Fighting this one room turns out to be not a bad decision at all. The game kit and the 2 of hearts and the 1 Polaroid invincibility, it's a very good situation, and it should be enough to kill the boss. It's really nice. The game kit, it makes you invulnerable and turns you into a Pac-Man version of Isaac, and which is really nice. You can use it to kill enemies, I can use it to eat some angelic babies, or even flies, and to regain health. So I have 2 ways of regaining health. I have 6 hearts and 1 spirit heart, and now I have no spirit heart, but I already did some damage to the enemy. And I'm really debating with myself, when should I use this 2 of hearts? Should I use it right away? The optimal thing might be to, if I make it with these hearts to the 3rd phase and there are angelic babies, then that'd be the best thing to wait until I get down to my last half heart, until I get Polaroid invincibility, then pop the game kit, start eating flies, start eating angelic babies, and then use and then either at this point or after that, if I manage to get more health, and if I then get down to half health, to just pop the 2 of hearts and be at 6 hearts again. So it's good, he's almost half dead, we are almost there, we can do it, I believe in it. And yeah, what would happen if I had just bombed myself and not gone down? Now my chances wouldn't have been 0, but it would have been a lot worse. So I can now afford a lot more dump damage, but I'm not taking that much dump damage. I'm quite good here at the dodging, and yeah. Now the angelic baby starts spawning, and now things get more complicated, and now I get hit again. But we should be good. Oh man, so many angelic babies. There are so many runs that have been ended by angelic babies, it's so weird. There are even runs where there's a Balls of Steel run, I remember, where one of the players had Epicac, and he was so close, he had several lives, and at his last life, he almost killed Blue Baby. The last the last Epicac shot was in the air and was about to kill Blue Baby, but he died to one of the flies. And it's just this, if you have things, if you have Epic Hack specifically, then the flight really screw you over. But now he's dead. I did not need the game kit. I get Judas's tongue. Makes Devil Deals better. Okay, so we did it. Very, very nicely done. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this run or this playthrough. And I hope I can see you next time when I try to unlock the Halo. So see you then. Bye bye.